I say, this table isn't very white anymore. It's sort of a mix of crumbs and burns and probably poo of some kind. Maybe I should put it in the wash. Yes, let's do that. But for now, let's talk about something. Yes, I've run out of content that I've made. It's all just been uploads that I upload and then leave. But no, I've got to make one, and it's busy, I tell you. Editing videos for conventions and tidying the abomination that is my property. I have a visitor next week. So the next 2 weeks, there may not be a video. I am currently... oh, here's my hand. Woo, now I can do this. I am currently working on something... No, it's wrong. Hang on. I am currently working on a project that may happen during the period of time that I am on holiday. It very much depends on if I can be bothered to do it, amongst other things. Hello? I can't twist my hand any further. Right, let's get on with this. We're looking at something today, and... Bloody thing stuck to my arm. Bloody hell. These are really good, by the way. I use them to annoy my pigeon. Anyway, we are looking at this today. That actually landed perfectly for what I'm doing. We're looking at Bump and Go. Now, what is Bump and Go? It's a large box, well, it's a large bag of toy car things, which I am now going to open and attempt to explain, because this is, I'm pretty sure this is a British-only sort of thing. Pretty sure this is a British-only thing, and anybody around in the sort of early 90s will probably recognise what these are. Let's get them lined up, because they're absolutely terrifying. Yes. There we go. Because today we're looking at these Bump and Goes, which, as you may have noticed, appear to be gorillas in cars, and that's because they are actually gorillas in cars. And looking at it, I think we actually have the whole set. There's 6 of them. Now, before we go any further, let's just, I didn't pay this much for all of them. Honest, I paid about $1.50 because they couldn't get rid of them. Firstly, as you can see, they are just gorillas and monkeys in cars. I believe I've talked about these before because I had one. And again, there's a fly in my house. It is very noisy. The 90s, the early 90s, if I am correct in thinking. I don't think there's a date on these. I didn't do any further research. PG Tips is a brand of tea. It makes tea, you drink it, and you poison yourself very slowly and then die a horrible death. Hooray. And they had a bunch of monkeys that they would put in their TV advertising who would drink the tea in sophistication and funny, doo-dah, ha 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 ha. And obviously those were their mascots. I wonder if we can peel these off without ruining boxes. I go to this charity shop all the time for my things. No, you can't. Go to my charity shop all the time to buy things, and a lot of their stuff ends up in my YouTube channel. But then they do things like this, and it's just like, why do you do it? Anyway, they used monkeys in their advertising. A family of monkeys drinking tea and being sophisticated. And one of the advertising gimmicks they came up with were these items, which I believe you could get free if you ordered a load. Like, I think you had to order off the back of the box, and, you know, it's the normal, typical thing. And they sent them out. And I remember I was given one in the early 90s. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this chap, which we'll look at in a minute. In the early 90s, whilst I was at my granddad's house, where I also got my first teddy bear, which is over there somewhere. I meant to bring it over, but I didn't. So we're talking 1994, 95-ish. I think a bit earlier than that, maybe 1993. And I hadn't brought many toys with me, so I played to death with this. In fact, yes, I can see on the front exactly what this is. But yeah, so we have the Bump and Go. They're terrifying, as I've already mentioned. There we go, sideways reading. Bump and Go cars are great fun. Pull them back, watch them race forward, bump into things and race backwards, time and time again until the friction motor is destroyed. Why not collect the other Bump and Go cars with your favourite Tips family characters at the wheel, including Kevin? He's turned into a right boy racer. Oh God, this was the 90s, you could get away with saying that. Samantha, all dressed up and somewhere to go. Nowhere near me, hopefully. Shirley, at home or in the car, she's always in the driving seat. I can't think of anything smart to say about that. Do you have your car in your front room? Jeff, driving Shirley around the bend. Hang on, how can she be in the driving seat if Jeff's driving? This is an oxymoron. Bad. Mr. Shifter, shifting into top gear, even though these cars, very clearly, if you look at them, don't have any kind of controls whatsoever. Jean-Pierre Berg, what? The French racing driver who only brakes for a cup of PG Tips. These products comply with the British Toy Safety Standards BS 5665/EN71. Not suitable for children under 36 months, contain soft marks CE. Hooray! So yes, these are toys given out. They are not rare and they are not hard to find. You can find pretty much all of them on eBay for about £2 each. I don't know if any of these ones are actually particularly rare, so I'm not going to destroy them, yet I might set them on fire later because I do have terrible memories. But let's ruin everything and have a look at what's on the inside. So yes, I was given one of these as a kid, and I played with it a lot, and I remember playing with it a lot. So what they are these very cheap-feeling plastic figures, and the first thing you notice when you're messing around is that's your bump and go action. You see how the little motor's changing? Here is Kevin. He has a wonderful face. I'm a boy racer. Kill me, please. And on the front, 40 years. So this was a 40-year anniversary of PG Tips. I always thought PG Tips was older than that. Anything on the bottom? PG Tips. Oh, we might have a year. Celebrating 40 years of PG chimp advertising. So they've been using chimps for... This is them basically saying, we've been using monkeys for advertising for an awfully long time. And the gimmick is obviously they are friction motors, so they go along. And if they bump into something, so Kevin's going to crash because he's a moron, they reverse. And that is literally it. And of course, I do this, which ruins the friction motor. So, forward, back, forward, back. That's pretty fun. Oh, no, he's gone that way. And that's the friction motor completely destroyed. But yes, and we have 6 of these. I didn't actually realise it was the whole set because they've obviously been in the bag and I haven't looked at them. So this is Kevin. He's the boy racer. He's got no arms, but to be fair, you can barely see it. But the front of his shirt is actually painted. So I'm going to figure if you pulled this hard enough, you could probably pull the figure off, which I don't want to do because, I don't know. I said I had this one. I'm pretty sure I had this one. You can even see the glue where they've done an awful job in the factory. But hey, it was free with a box of PG Tips. Now let's open this monstrosity, which looks like it's been sellotaped up. That would be very awkward if it has been sellotaped up, because I don't know where my scissors are. Oh, wait, they're over there. Okay, that's fine. They can be sellotaped up if they want. Ooh. Right, is the car design any different? No, it's exactly the same car design, it's just a different plastic. So same mould, probably they're all going to have the same mould, let's be fair. This is Jean-Perret, so this is the French racing driver who never stops for anything but a cup of tea. Now my question is, why is a French racing driver driving exactly the same car as a boy racer? I mean, this is going to be like a Clio or a Renault or a Fiat Punto. Shouldn't you be in something efficient and useful like a bus? Same theory. Back. Oh, this. Oh, no, this friction motor is dead. This friction motor appears to be, like, if I said, if I pull these both back, Kevin will go, Jean-Perret will not. Like, he just doesn't move. Thank you for the display, Kevin. But actually, yeah. So there is the possibility that these have been taken out and played with. You can actually see how the. It's not straight. There is the possibility these have been taken out of the box and played with quite possibly. But there's also the possibility that it's absolutely crap construction and so forth in the factory that's led to this. So that's a disappointment, but his friction motor doesn't work. So currently the racing driver isn't going anywhere. Let's open this red one next. I wonder who this will be. I've just punched Kevin in the face. You'll notice I'm not actually tearing any of the boxes open, even though I probably should be, because let's be fair, I need to clean out crap in my house. Same car. Oh my god. Same car in red. Friction motor. First thing to check. Friction motor. Oh, yeah, he does. It does. This friction motor appears to... No. Another friction motor that's buggered. That one really is. It worked for a moment off camera, and now it's going. Yeah, no, that friction motor is absolutely destroyed. Mr. Shifter. As you can see, the sticker isn't straight, so Mr. Shifter is very shifty. I mean, they got Jean-Perret correct. Something doesn't feel right with these. I wonder if they've been out of the box and played with. But to be fair, with a face like that, do you really... We didn't look at Jean-Perret, did we? These two. Hello, I'm Jean-Perret. I've had my attention. Anyway, with a face like that, do you really need a working car? I mean, you could just get on the bus and you look like a standard person, especially where I live. He's even got a tyre. Yeah, he's got a tyre on which you can barely see. I am Mr. Shifter. My car will not shift. How delightful. Let's do this one now, because this one's obviously going to be a girl, because in the 90s you had to gender stereotype everybody by making their cars different colours. I might have 2 of these, actually, because that yellow one's looking familiar from here. The motor's gone as soon as I've opened it. Right, we got a pink car. Samantha is lined up correctly. This motor's even worse than the other one. Yep, nope, this one is also absolutely dead. So if we have a race, which is what I was going to do at the end of this, only one car's going to bally well go, innit? Ugh, this is very, very disappointing. Again, actually, yeah, this is very disappointing. Oh, all right, you can sort of move them. If I move it that way, does it make a difference? No, don't move it that way. No, okay. This friction motor also appears to be dead. Again, these were cheap toys, to be fair, very cheap. And you can tell by her, because I think that's meant to be an afro of some kind, but she just looks like a slightly deformed lion. And the paint job on these is kind of terrifying as well. I mean, I accept they have to do something with it, but Samantha looks like she's seen better days. Now, let's get this chap out. He looks... I'm going to call this one George. Is it? What was his name? This is going to be Jeff, probably. Jeff. Driving Shirley. So we've got Jeff and Shirley to go. So these are the mamas. So what we've got is we've got the children, the bloke that Shirley's having an affair with, and that random racer bloke that no one likes but showed up because they won a contest one day. And they never shut up about it. Ugh. And now we've got the husband who knows his wife is cheating on him. Oh, that friction motor feels very good. Who knows his wife is cheating. Oh, God. He knows his wife is cheating on him. But really, with a face like that, can you actually blame her? I mean, come on. That's terrifying. Look, it's just oh, his hairline is receding. His nose is large. Look at him compared to this one. Like, this is actually quality. I like this. This is just... I know you're having an affair with my wife. I have won. I am victorious. Now I will test my friction motor. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. We got one that has a friction motor that actually runs. Barely. We got really lucky when we opened bloody Kevin, and he's the only one that bally well works properly, isn't he? Good Lord. These things are as terrible as I remember them. But I do have very fond memories of playing with them. Do have very fond memories of playing with them in my granddad's house. He had a sort of porchway. He lived in a little cottage, and there was a sort of porchway about the distance from here to the wall, a little further. And it wasn't very wide, and I had it in there, and I played in there a lot, and you go into the kitchen and the front room, but it was your old style sort of 1800s cottage that my granddad and me and my gran lived in. And I just remember having lots of fun times playing there and climbing on the wall and, you know, generally being a little shit. Anyway, yeah, this one has been sellotaped up at this end, so I have the sneaking suspicion these have been played with substantially and then returned to their box. They were in a charity shop, so they have been given away. Should go to tell you their value. They don't have one. Hello, Shirley. You know, your husband knows you're cheating on him. You really need to be careful, because there's just the possibility that he might be coming for you. Does that not concern you in the least, that he might just come for you? There's a terrifying thumbnail if I've ever seen one, and that's what I'm going to use. Yeah, this is Shirley. She's wearing Mr. Blobby's clothing, but in yellow, trying to start a new fashion trend, yellow and green, wearing an apron, very similar hair to her daughter, actually. They, in fact... yeah, that one works better than him, to be fair. Like, if we look at Kevin, for example, and these two compared, you see how his ears are so much further back and his are larger. This works for the monkey look. This doesn't. Anyway, back to Shirley, because we didn't give her enough attention. Oh, Telegram. I have lots of messages. Friction motor test. It does not work. Ooh. Oh, I better not. There's probably enough marks in the table as it stands. Yeah, this is the Shirley one in yellow. It's got all the same stuff on the bottom. It is exactly the same car. Its friction motor doesn't work. Shirley's sticker is straight, and Shirley looks terrifying. So, yeah, we have the whole family, which I'm actually kind of pleased of. I'm pleased there were no repeats. That does actually mean, for once, we've collected everything and looked at everything appropriately, and we've decided that they're all bloody awful. Now, we did have two that had friction motors that still work. I think Jeff was one of them. I spoke too soon. Jeff has stopped working. No, Jeff has stopped working. Kevin works. And he works pretty well, to be fair to him. Kevin still works. So Kevin is now going to be responsible for sending messages between parents. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Hate you. Hate you. Hate you. Hate you. Get out of my room. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Let's do a random thing. Here we go. We got a foot measure. These cars are... No, Kevin's out of here. He knows exactly what we're measuring for. We're doing a drugs test, obviously. These cars are approximately from the length of the rear bumper to the front 7.5 centimetres or 3 inches long. There's some random information you didn't need to know. So yes, those are some of the PG Tips toy advertising. That was very common in the 90s. Not quite so common these days, especially this sort of thing. Kevin wins the day on just the fact that he works. There's no doubt that Kevin works just on the fact that he works. I don't own anything else PG Tips related except for advertising wise a large inflatable T-Rex which they did like none of, and somehow I managed to get my hands on, but it's ruined because the top head is broken. Something like that. Like basically that thing that you see once and you buy it and then you never see it again and realise that it's probably worth a gold mine and you facked it up. Hooray! Anyway, yes. Favourite monkey. Definitely this dude. I mean, come on, he wears a bowler hat and I used to wear a bowler hat. I mean, what was his name? It's Mr. Shifter. Mr. Shifter. Shifting into top gear. I think he's shifting into something else, if you know what I mean. Dad? It's okay, son. You don't have to bail me out. I'm going to do myself in. Dad, no! If I don't see you next week, I'll see you the week after. Also, I will change the battery in my fire alarm. Bye, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this kind of random stuff. This was actually a lot more fun than I was expecting it to be. And this charity shop has never produced anything else of particular interest at any point ever.